I've come down to the beautiful surroundings of Jackdaws Castle, a yard steeped in Cheltenham Festival history, to talk to Jonjo O'Neill about his squad of Cheltenham stars. Jonjo, the one thing that really strikes me when you come here is just how spectacular the grounds are and how the trees are so wonderful. What a place it must be to train every day.
Yeah, we're very lucky. It's a fantastic place to train. We've got all the facilities in the world, you know, with the swimming pools, solariums, walkers, indoor school. Gallops are second to none, you know, so yeah, we're very lucky. We've got like just under 500 acres to ride around. We can go through the woods, we can go between the fields, you know, there's loads of selection really. So yeah, we are very lucky really. We often pinch ourselves in the morning and say how lucky we are, you know, so it is great and keeps the horses in good form and keeps them happy and hopefully keeps the lads and lasses happy as well.
Obviously, JP McManus has played a big part of your success in those famous green and gold colours. I know that he's also played a big part in acquiring this yard and having a lot to do with that. Could you just talk us through a little bit about that?
Yes, David Nicholson was here for about 10 years, I think. And David decided to give up and then the place came for sale. So I asked JP would he like to buy it from me and he very kindly did. So we're very lucky. You know, the first yard and second yard was here and we built the indoor school and the walkers and the swimming pool area. We built all that, done up all the gallops and he spent a lot of money in it really, and you know, it's fantastic. It's a great place to train, expensive place to run, but you know, you can't have everything. It's we're very lucky to be here.
And you're having a great season so far, 61 winners by last count. Do you put that down to having a stronger squad this year than usual? I know that your Cheltenham Festival squad may not be numerically as strong as it has been in the past, but you've certainly got a couple, 2 or 3 really good chances. Yeah,
we have. We're having a good season. You always have a good season if you've got better horses. That makes it a bit easier. And we've got a big team effort, like a lot of family involved now. And that's a big help, and we have a great team behind us. You know, it's never down to one man, it's my name on the board, but it's a big team effort really, and everybody that's involved gets stuck in and do the best they can, and we're beginning to reap the awards nice and steady away, so we just need to get some more ammunition really and better horses and more of them. As we climb the ladder, so we're going the right way, so you know, it's not too bad.
Is there a kind of 3-5 year plan about getting more horses, more ammunition?
Every year is the plan really, to get more horses and get better ones, you know, but you know, you're buying young horses, you're buying pointers, you're getting horses from other places, you know. They're not always all as good as you want them to be, but you've got to keep working at it all the time. It's 24/7 really, and you're always trying to buy a nice horse and you know, have nice owners that will give you the time with them, because it's the most important thing when you're buying young horses is to give them time, you know. And if you don't have the patience and the money to give it the time, then you're in trouble really, you know, because you're not giving the horse chance to develop properly. And I may be a little bit slow that way in doing it, but that's the way I like to do it, and it's worked for me in the past, so that's my system.
You say you bring them along slowly. Another jockey that's perhaps not been brought along as slowly, but rather a rapid rise to the near top at least, is your son, Jonjo O'Neill Jr. How proud have you been to see him rise up so quickly, and what does the future hold for him, do you think?
The future, it's very hard to predict the future really, but he's in great form, he's riding well, he's got plenty of confidence, he's a good judge of pace. he rides the odd bad race like everybody does, you know, or we criticise it, but the majority is very good, and he's you know, takes a few years to fill that position really, and he's gone the right way. So yeah, we're delighted with him really. He's came up the pony racing ranks, which is great. We all did in Ireland, really, we all did that. So it's great that that's going so strong over here. A lot of the lads riding today have all come through that, the Bowen lads, and I can't think of the rest of them. Harry Cobden the same. They're a great group of lads. When we look back now and see when we're going pony racing at the weekend, and you're looking at the class of jockey that's riding today, you're thinking, wow, that was a bit special really, you know. So and they've all learned from each other, you know, and it's great to see them all progressing really, and you can only progress when you're riding good horses really. That's the magic word. Get the best horses, it makes life a lot easier.
Jonjo, from your early days pony racing, all the way to riding early doors at the Cheltenham Festival, just talk us a bit through your career growing up and how it's blossomed so far.
Yeah, so I was obviously always interested in racing, but I liked a lot of other different sports as well. But always did pony club, and there's kind of a lot of jockeys now that I used to kind of grow up with. So I used to do pony club with Tom Marquand. Obviously, he was brought up in Winchcombe, which is 10 minutes from here, and a lot of other people, and we all used to do pony racing together. I think pony racing was great for us because there were loads of people our age, all very, very enthusiastic, and I think definitely our 2 years, mine and kind of the year below, was Harry Cobden, Sean and James Bowen, Tom, Stan Shepherd. There was loads, Callum Shepherd. There's loads of fellas that are racing now, and we all kind of were used to racing from about 10 to 16, all at the same kind of age, and I think that brought a lot of rivalry and competition, which was healthy.
It's definitely healthy, and you said earlier on that you were big into rugby, and you did surprise me a little bit when you said you were a flanker, but you pretty much performed at quite a high level, didn't you?
Yeah, I was first team for college, and you know, we had a few decent players. Used to play with Ollie Thorley, who was at Gloucester, and it was at the stage where kind of I was in upper sixth, so I was 17, and I was looking to go either way, and you know, I was like 12 and a half stone playing rugby, and obviously like I'm 10 and a half stone now, so I had to lose a good bit of weight, but I broke my leg when I was over in Ireland, and it was kind of the stage where I needed to decide what I wanted to do, because obviously rugby and being a jockey, the weight categories, they don't really go hand in hand. So yeah, I decided then that I probably had a better chance in racing, but I enjoyed rugby, and you know, I had a lot of fun doing it.
And your career is very much on an upward trajectory at the moment. You rode 61 winners last season. You're already in your high 50s. What's your target for this season and for next season and for the future? I imagine possibly a tilt at the championship one day would be on your bucket list.
Yeah, you know, obviously there's a lot of competition at the top of the table now, and it's all right saying I want to be at the top next year or whatever, but you've got to be realistic and look who you ride for, what are the realistic numbers that you're going to get. And you know, Dad's having a phenomenal year this year, and there's a lot of nice horses to look forward to, not just for this season, for the next couple of seasons. And obviously got to keep rebuilding. And I'm lucky that Colin and Joe Tizard support me a lot as well. Obviously Robbie Power was over for a good bit of the season, which means I didn't have as many rides, and obviously it started to pick up now. But you know, I do want to get to the top, so does everyone, but I really do. It is kind of what I'm aiming for, but hopefully we can just keep progressing. If I can try and build on my year each year in terms of numbers, try and get better and better, hopefully things will look after themselves in time, and just if we just try and improve each season, hopefully we can get there someday.
I can't help but mention the rather large bruise accompanying one of your cheeks. A pretty nasty fall you had. Now you face a race against time before the festival to get fit. Are you confident of making it for that first day?
I'm really hoping so, especially the first day, the first race, Soaring Glory, his aim is to go there, so I do hope I can make it back. I fractured the lower part of my eye socket, and my vision is fine. The swelling has gone down an awful lot. It didn't happen very long ago, so the recovery has been good, but it does depend, just trying to pass the doctors, and hopefully we will be able to, but we're touching that.
Delighted to say that AJ O'Neill joins me now in the beautiful surroundings once again of Jackdaws Castle and in Yard 1, which of course is home to Sky Pirate. AJ, thanks very much for joining us. I've brought the O'Neill trifecta today with both your dad and your brother as well. You're assistant trainer at the Yard.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your responsibilities from day to day.
So I'd do the board, which is kind of what everyone rides, what those horses are doing. So I'd work quite closely alongside my dad and Jonjo and the head lads to try and do what's right for the horses and things, and when they're working and different exercises like that. The kind of veterinary side and kind of looking after them, I would have to have an understanding of just for while I'm doing the exercises. So it's kind of all included in that, really.
Superb. Is this always something you've wanted to do, or have you wanted to go towards the jockey side of things, or is it very much a kind of hands-on training approach that really appeals to you?
To be honest, I've kind of my interest has kind of fluctuated a bit over the years, and I did pony racing and was lucky to have some great ponies and things, which definitely taught me a lot. And then from there, I stopped riding for a little bit and was less involved in the industry, and have come back into it, which is great. And definitely since I've come back into it, definitely been more interested in the training side of things.
Superb, and I know that you're doing a business degree, which can only help with the understanding of training, which I'm sure has got plenty of difficult things to learn. How's that been going for you?
Yeah, so far so good. I'm in my final year now, so I only have to go on Fridays, which is great. It fits in as well as possible around kind of the racing schedule. But yeah, it's going well. I'm looking forward to getting it out of the way and being able to kind of be here every day and kind of progressing that way.
Absolutely, and we were with the Skelton brothers the other day.
Yes.
And obviously they've made quite a career for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is the O'Neill brother dualship going to be something we can look forward to in the future?
I mean, it's definitely something to aspire to. Jonjo and I, we do work well together, and I find definitely him to me, he's been very, very good and helpful to me, from riding to just general bits of information and things that he's been able to pass on to me. So I'm very appreciative to him for that. So hopefully we'll be able to form a successful partnership in the future.
Has his success in the saddle been a surprise to you, or did you always know he had that in?
He's so determined, and once he has his mindset to something, there's no stopping him. He's very competitive, he's very good at what he does, and he'll do anything to be as good as he possibly can be. So no, I can't say it's a surprise to me. Cheltenham,
just on the horizon now.
Yes.
Well, very much in a week's time. It's a very exciting time for us all to be able to have Cheltenham after what's happened with COVID-19.
Yes.
No crowds, obviously, no amateur riders, so it won't be quite the same. But what is the same is that Jonjo O'Neill is going to have a serious team at the festival, and possibly better than in the last few years.
Yeah.
With Sky Pirate, with Annie Mac, with Soaring Glory. Do you think the squad this year is perhaps the best it's been since the last festival victory of Minella Rocco in 2016?
We're definitely going, with some nice horses. We're hoping that they'll run well, and yeah, I think we've a good team of horses going this year. So excited for it.
Now, it's going to be a different kettle of fish to Cheltenham's in the past, from Cheltenham's that you've ridden at, from Cheltenham's that you've trained winners at. How much of a different experience do you think it will be, both for fans and for trainers and jockeys?
Well, first of all, it's a bit sad, but we're so lucky to be racing, but it's the atmosphere and the buzz coming up to Cheltenham. We're still getting the buzz because of the good horses coming, but when you're there on the day, and it's happening, the buzz is just unbelievable. It's hard to explain it, really. And it motivates some of the horses, it motivates the jockeys, but good horses motivate everybody really, you know. So we're crying because there's nobody going, but we're still looking forward to it just the same as ever, really, you know. It's a magical place.
That's the main thing. And we've seen racing's unfortunately suffered a bit of poor PR in the last couple of weeks. So how important do you think it is that the Cheltenham Festival shines and boosts racing's morale once again?
Well, jump racing, like, is you plan, you know, your season stops in April and starts again, and away you go. And the first thing when you come to September, October, what we have for Cheltenham, you know, it just all builds to that in the jumping. The flat of a carnival every week, more or less, you know. You've got the Derby, you've got Ascot, you've got Doncaster, you've got York, you've got Newbury, you know. There's always a great day's racing, but for whatever reason, the jumps just aim at Cheltenham, and it's the English, Irish, France, and, you know, it's just magical, really. It's fantastic, great place to ride. Again, you're back to the good horse, really. You've got to have the speed to go wherever you want to move, and the best horse nearly always wins at Cheltenham. You know, he's got to be able to take the position when it opens up for him, and, you know, it's a magical place, really. It's hard to put it into words, but it's just Cheltenham.
Let's talk about your squad for Cheltenham, which is headed by Soaring Glory and Annie Mack, both of whom, if all goes to plan, they're going to have really good chances. So let's start with Soaring Glory, brilliant winner last time out of the Betfair Hurdle. Has he always been a horse from his bumper days that you expected to fulfil into a horse of this promise and this potential?
Yes, in a short answer. We loved him when we bought him. Even when he was getting broken in, everybody liked him. You know, he's just a nice horse all the way through. I know you liked them all, but he just had that little bit of something about him. He's got a nice pedigree as well, and he was just a big, tall, raw baby, and we knew we had to take time. And to be fair to Pat Hickey, his owner, he's a great man for time as well. So it suited us all, really, and, you know, it's nice that he's reaping the rewards now, you know. So, yeah, we always thought he was quite nice, but what you think and what you get are two different things, but actually we're getting it from this fella, so that's nice, you know.
You certainly are, and that Betfair Hurdle win last time out was just breathtaking. The way he travelled and the way he quickened after the last. 50 Ball was there taking him on, but he just went right away from him.
Yeah.
That was a career best. Quite evidently that was a career best. He's now been raised £10 by the handicapper. If going for the Supreme Novices Hurdle, and how likely is he to go first, but if he does go there, do you think he can mix it now that he's really proven himself, and can he get to that Grade 1 level?
Yeah, I think he can mix it. He wasn't a natural jumper when we started off with him, you know, so we got Yogi, and we've done a lot of work with him, and Jonjo has as well, and everybody in the yard has. But he's just got stronger, and he's got better, and he's maturing. Now he's in the big boys game, really, you know, and that's another different story altogether. Whether he goes to Cheltenham, whether it's coming a little bit quick for him or not, we'll wait and see nearer the time. But if he doesn't go there, he'll definitely go to Aintree, all being well. So that's the plan of attack at the moment, and I think he can mix it, you know, but until you arrive on the day, you know, there's no bad horses going to Cheltenham, they're all good. So, and you have to have the luck and running as well, you know. So, but you can ride him, you know, he's a simple enough ride. He's plenty of pace, really. You can sit up there with him and keep out of trouble. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
You're a trainer who's used to have a lot of success with horses over 3 miles, staying chases, and the national types. Yes, obviously you've had success with horses over minimum trips too in the past, but you've never won the Supreme Novices Hurdle. Soaring Glory, very much a speed type. Is there a different way that you train him? Obviously there would be, but what kind of different methods do you use? And do you find it trickier training the speedier types?
No, I don't think there's much difference, to be honest. it's down to the horse's ability, isn't it? You know, training, the way training is today, you just train him to be fit for the day, sort of style, you know, whether it's 24 miles or 2 miles or whatever it is really. A marathon runner never runs the marathon very often when he's training. So if you did, you'd have no horse left. You'd have no joints, you'd have no, everything would be aching and paining and so on. So it's down to the horse's ability, his pedigree and so on really. That's the way I look at it anyway. And that's the way it's always worked out. We've had some real good 2-milers beforehand. Not enough of them, I would say, but that's the way it goes. We had a great little horse called Into Sky Vulcan, won the Christmas Hull twice. He won in Tipperary 2 or 3 times. You know, he was a cracking little horse. He just wanted fast ground. So it depends on the ground they want, the speed they've got, and that's, you know, the potential is down to them really.
Well, Soaring Glory's definitely got plenty of speed. Does the fact that he's not got a huge amount of Cheltenham experience worry you at all, or do you think he should take to the track just fine?
Yeah, it would be a worry, obviously. Or maybe not a worry, but you'd think, how will you handle the undulations? And it's quite tight at Cheltenham, you know, and you've got a lot of good horses together. But the answer at the bottom of the line is if he's good enough, he'll come there and do his stuff, really, you know. So I'd be more thinking about the horse being right and in good form going there on the day, and then if he's good enough, he'll win.
And Annie Mac, we've got to talk about her. She's been such an amazing success story, particularly recently. Did you always feel that she was going to make more of a chaser than a hurdler?
Well, she was always a good jumper, even over hulls, really. And she's going to have longer time over fences, really, so she had time to improve. I think the soft ground is a big help to her this year, because I thought the start of the season, I thought the handicappers got her in these grips, and, you know, she'll just have to win on her turn, as you might say. But she's done well. She's done very well. We kind of, you know, particularly looked at her programme and tried to dodge the bullets everywhere else, and we haven't done too bad up to now. So now she's into the big wide world, so let's hope she can do it. But I think she's definitely better on slower ground.
She ran last year against the boys at the Cheltenham Festival and was running a blinding race, I thought, before making quite a bad mistake. Do you think she's got that Cheltenham experience behind her? Do you think now that she's taking on her own sex, this could be her time to shine? Yeah,
that's the big thing, really. I think there's a massive difference, you know, taking on the geldings and the mares. I think it's a massive difference, to be honest. And we particularly went down that route, you know. So, you know, we'll see how good she is at Cheltenham now, but there's a few nice ones in at Cheltenham, really. So if she runs a cracking good race, we'd be delighted, really, you know. She's given everybody a lot of fun, and we've all had great crack with her, really. And Chris Hughes loves them all. I think he likes the 4-legged ones better than the 2-legged ones, to be honest, but seems to get on better with them. But he just absolutely adores her, really, and all the lads from Colls are, you know, they're having great fun with her, so why wouldn't you love her, you know? So hopefully she goes there safe and sound and puts up a good show, really, and if she wins, well, there'll be some celebrations, I'm sure.
How great for the yard has it been to have the Coral Champions Club? Because it seems to have been so good in terms of both PR, but also just the love of the horse, as you say, with Chris Hughes, Simon Clare too. It's been a great experience all round, hasn't it?
Oh, it's great, and they're great lads to work with, you know, they're good fun lads, and all they want is a bit of crack, really, but this has gone further than I think anybody expected, really, so it's brilliant that she's done that, and they're lovely people, and we've, you know, great times.
Could you have envisaged a more perfect race for her than the new Mare's Chase over extended 2.5? I mean, it looks an absolutely perfect contest for her, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, we think so at the moment. I'll tell you after the race whether it's the right move or not. But yeah, it is. It just so happened, and you know, we thought listen, if we can plan a way to go there, and hopefully we're good enough on the path, and this is what we're going to have a crack at. And that was the start of the season, and here we go. It's working out. So it'd be great if it happened, but we'll give it our best shot anyway.
We've talked about Soaring Glory, got plenty of speed. Annie Mac got speed and stamina. Another one with precocious amounts of speed is Sky Pirate. He's really improved this season since being dropped back to 2 miles from 2.5. What was the thinking behind that?
There wasn't a lot of thinking, really. He just came back in a different horse this year for whatever reason. I have no idea. He came back from his previous owners in great form, and you know, he was showing plenty of pace up the gallops, and we thought, well, why not try it, you know? He wasn't winning over longer distance, and we thought, was he doing his best? Was he not doing his best, you know? And though he's a good age now, it's funny how they develop, you know, and I kind of put my finger on it, really, and we just thought we'd give him a try. It worked, so we stuck to it. So he's always been a lovely horse. He's a lovely natured horse. He's smashing, and he went to the sales, and Martin Tedham, which is our yard sponsor, bought him back, and anybody could have bought him, you know. He hadn't showed great form beforehand, and it was just the way it happened, really. So it was nice for Martin, that everything, you know, went the right way for him, and he's going to Cheltenham now anyway, so he'll probably go for the Johnny Henderson, really, but he'll be high enough in the handicap, I'd imagine. But he's going there with a sporting chance, isn't he, you know? So it's nice to have a runner there.
Absolutely, and he won so well at Cheltenham 3 starts ago, then won, I'd say, even more impressively at Warwick. He went back to Warwick for the Kingmaker. Was that a testing the water type run to see if he could really mix it with the top guys over 2 miles?
Yeah, exactly that. You know, he's in the Arkle. He was in the. He was in 3 races, the handicaps, and the Arkle looks pretty hot. There's 3 or 4 horses in there, and they are pretty good. I mean, that's going to be the race of the meeting, I think, really. Fantastic. Can't wait to see it, you know. So we'll definitely dodge that bullet anyway, and we'll try and go for the handicap. So hopefully he'll run a nice race. He's in grand old form. He's had a reasonably hard season up to now. You know, he's had hard races, and none of them races have been easy. So whether they take their toll or not, but he seems fine at home. You'd be delighted with him going there. So fingers crossed.
And finally on Cheltenham, who is your best chance of a winner?
Well, I probably only have Annie Mac and Sky Pirate. If Soaring Glory goes, he'll only go there if he's in good form, you know. And if he goes, you know, who knows? I think he's there with a chance, you know. So hopeful.